Morty, hurry!
Okay, it's Dan Harmon on commentary.
Justin Roiland here for your commentary track.
Bryan Newton, director of this episode.
James Siciliano, a co-writer on this one.
A Siciliano.
It's in my head!
Oh, jeez. I can't get that truth tortoise out of my head.
Yeah, I told you not to look into its eyes. Hey, Morty, let's watch some interdimensional cable. Remember how we used to do that?
Rick, I can't go on. I can't go on like this with the truth tortoise shit in my head. I wish you could just...
Erase the memory from your mind?
How did you know I was gonna say that?
Come on, Morty, come with me.
Mind blowers.
Yeah.
Mind blowers.
I can't remember I never intended for this to be a substitute for interdimensional
No,
cable.
none of us did. We had this all planned out. This was gonna air. This was gonna air 9th, and then the actual interdimensional cable 3 was gonna air 12th.
Yeah.
In a world where we had 14, and then we've done 2 more, and that would have been that. But yeah, we had due to numerous production snafus, we had to cut the back 4. So this sort of became the sort of fun anthology episode.
We worked on this similar to how we work on the interdimensional cables, where it's just kind of like bits that we work on, and then we kind of do the spine later.
Yeah, modular little sketches. I actually really love this concept, and I want to revisit it again in the future. Somehow, you know what I mean? Like
mind blowers too.
Yeah. I know there's got to be a great way we can put a new twist on the connective tissue. And
Erica Hayes did this first bit.
Morty,
Nice.
do you realize how
You guys remember where this actually the idea for mind blowers came from?
And you think that's...
it was Nibulons, right?
Yeah, Nibulons. Morty getting cummed on by all these things.
Well, let's not talk too much about Nibulons, because I'm still holding out hope that
My bad.
in a world where we're still making the show.
I love that that's the thing Justin's the most protective of. And I'm not being sarcastic when I say I love that.
Hold off on the coming nebula.
Yeah, just you'll see one of these days, hopefully.
But anyways, there was like this thing that we kept referring to, and so go on, James.
Well, I don't want to talk about it too much. Justin, it's a baby. I don't want to crack that egg.
Yeah, no, it was just a very
like,
traumatizing, weird sci-fi thing that happens to Morty, and then I think Harmon pitched the idea of like, oh God, what if like Rick removed that memory from Morty, and it was pretty much how it happens on the couch in the cold open. That was the general flow of like is it you want me to remove it? What do you mean?
Yeah. And then the reveal that he's done it like 8 times before, I think.
Yeah, that's right. I think like Ridley, I remember us riffing about it, and then like the idea that that part of the episode would be that Rick had pre-taped like openings.
We were almost going to put one of those in here.
And then we started getting really excited about Rick is creating his own clip shows,
like
this,
a Twilight
wine
Zone,
cellar
right?
of memories.
Yeah.
That's what
It's like HBO, but HBO.
It also has the connective tissue also has a little bit of the fourth wall breaky kind of, the moments where it's just like, which I love. It's like, we're making a fucking TV show. Let us have a little fun here.
Something that really fucked with us was, and it really became an important thing in the
Oh my God! What
the sort of Jodie Foster one. Which is that it's the Dan Aykroyd like minutia, the practical shit of like, can you have a memory of shit that you weren't there for? And Justin and I talked about it through text and stuff, and what we ended up doing is I went with Justin's philosophy, which is always going to be who gives a shit.
So much fucking do it.
Well, yeah, it's always like, look, it's funny and great, and let's just write a line to make it okay.
And I was like, that's okay as long as we delete the end of the moon segment. At the end of the moon segment, there was a whole extended conversation, which is Beth is watching Morty at the telescope with Rick, and Beth says, "Oh, that poor kid. boy, I hope he can't overhear us right now. And Rick's like, well, if he couldn't overhear us, it wouldn't be part of the memory that we're in right now. Something like that. Like, we had to delete all that stuff at the end of that, and instead insert a wraparound meta lantern that we hung on it, where Rick basically says, look...
Well, no, Morty asks. He's like, well, how come I could see all those other people? And he's like, whatever it is, it's very on the nose.
I got to do some editing.
He was like, well, I have to do a little work on these so that they play better for an audience or something like that.
There's a couple inside jokes right here, like the shorter Asian astronaut is actually based on a director.
Definitely, Chun.
Yeah. I mean, it's
3,
literally
Pickle Rick.
dead on.
I thought that was fun. Oh, and also a little known fact: the television set in the back was in one of the board artist rooms. For season 3, it was Henry and Doug's room, and Henry was
that's
the
right.
board artist for this episode.
Oh yeah, and they had all the fucking retro
anime
games
and games.
Yeah.
So. See, by the way, this is what Brian Newton is doing. That's what commentary is supposed to be for an animated show.
Yeah, thank you.
It's just that every 5 seconds. That thing about that's Cyndi Lauper.
The thing you're looking at
had a shoe, and we drew the shoe.
There's a lot of shoes in this.
Anyways, that right there was the explanation for why we could break the science.
And we got this character here.
Oh yeah, this is our Omaze winner who donated to help save dogs.
Floopian.
He did a really good job with the voice.
He was amazing.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, we had no idea
cheesy.
what to expect, and he actually was fucking great.
Yeah, because the contest was that it needs to be killed by Overlord.
Yeah, we got really specific. We were like, all right, if you win, you get to be an alien Overlord that gets killed by Rick.
Now,
I do remember, this was before we moved offices. I remember I was over your shoulder. I'm like, you sure we should get that specific? Maybe just say, like, you get to be a character on the show. And you're like, nah, who cares, man? We'll figure it out. And
what was it? Who cares? It was more like it's only funny if it's like you get to be an alien Overlord in Rick and Morty is more fun than you get to be in Rick and Morty.
Yeah. It's like you're envisioning all of the different.
All right, so you want to do this here or outside? Run!
I don't want to die! Oh God, it's all real! Oh, it hurts! Oh, I shouldn't have doubted it! I shouldn't have let you make me doubt it! Oh, I blame you! I blame you!
He said there wasn't any evidence! That was a ton of evidence! Well, silver lining. Now I know their religion's real. They have a hell and it does not
I hear that book, what's it called? Catcher in the Rye?
God, it's
getting popular
my
again.
wildest dream is to be killed by a dude who likes me. I'm going to get fucking hit in the head with a 2x4 by the alt-right.
Most murders are passion. Most murders are passion murders. So you have a high
or
high
premeditated.
likelihood of that. Yeah.
See around me, your mind's been blown
It's looking good.
times, and not always by
This a lot of the process for writing this episode was completely different too to what we normally do. We sort of just we were breaking up into different rooms and just writing sketches or pairing up into teams and writing sketches and then we table them and the ones that we liked the best were
A lot of these got cut down too, because this one, the Sophie's Choice one, was much longer, done by Doug.
Yeah.
But
Awesome
it's,
design.
No, we cut this down in color because it was just
it's only funny. If
no hesitation.
Yeah.
Beth needs to be like immediately like
time to stop naming and
It's
start
the
numbering,
things
you know?
your parents do that are no big deal to them. It's like they traumatize you for the rest of your life.
This bit was done by Ted. Like, this movie, even though we don't really do like movie references in the show, this episode has so many references, like Poltergeist, Aliens. There's like several Star Wars references in this one episode alone.
This reminds me of Ghostbusters and Zool kind of the floating with the.
Well, what we don't do is we don't. What I call Yankovicing it, where it's like you're laughing because you know the reference.
Yeah.
It's different to say that you pull everything from the shit that you've seen and you construct something that resonates.
It's a genre or like a trope or a. Yeah, it's not literally one for one.
I see.
Like, what are those comedy movies? Like, not another scary
movie and all that shit.
Right. Vacation.
Yeah, those aren't jokes.
And then it's like they'll just show Paris Hilton, and that's supposed to be a joke. Hey, look, it's Paris Hilton. I get it. I know that.
Do you guys have a favorite one that got cut? Like I remember there's like Gorilla Spray. And do you guys remember Gorilla?
You know what's funny is we were just going through
all the ones you gave us.
Oh yeah,
you did. Well, in thumbs,
nothing got cut out.
Well, no, because here's the thing.
No. A million.
No, and the writing, sure. Yeah.
We just went through the animatic, and everything in the animatic is in the show. But I don't know. We may need to go back through the thumb.
The thing that I hate,
so tragic,
went away is the Pet Cemetery one.
Oh yeah,
I didn't even see that.
But I don't think that got boarded.
That never got
No, I never did. I'm just saying it caused. We spent an entire day in the writers' room talking about Pet Cemetery.
It should be a fucking episode.
I think several days, Dan. I think we really tried to crack it. It's hopefully we can do that still though.
So we're gonna have Pet Cemetery. I mean, this even whole part is like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. So it's just like it references the movies.
It's anything like all sci-fi, cool sci-fi.
This one's my favorite.
Yeah,
this one's my favorite too.
And I was like, Cody, my girlfriend, like fucking cracked up when she saw this. Everything about this is perfect.
Yeah,
because it's so cool that the idea that they're like dressed as stormtroopers and like they're in the midst of this thing, and then it's just this fucking grounded thing.
Just like let it rest for a while. Because who hasn't like made an audio flub this?
Oh my! Well, who hasn't made it to 35 years old or older, like, and not known some basic thing about English that you find out in a really uncomfortable way.
Yeah, because we're all idiots.
Yeah. That was a trip. That was crazy to actually, because I actually wrote that one, and that was crazy for me to see like the first thing kind of that I wrote that got put on there. It was a trip for me.
Yeah, that one also, when we were boarding it, that one had the least amount of notes. It was just like, it's perfect.
It's so perfect. It's such class. It's perfect. Take it for granted. And but my favorite thing about it is Rick going, "Oh, that must really blow your mind." Huh?
He's. I also remember early on wanting the connective tissue for this to be as slim as possible. It was just like,
remember that whole bit where like Rick made Morty watch a video of himself confessing that he agreed to have his memory wiped?
Yeah, there was a lot of that was sort of when the connective tissue started to start eating
the thing. I kept saying from the beginning, I said the biggest mistake we're going to make is focusing on the connective tissue. This episode, we need to consider this a clip show, and we need to save the connective tissue for last. And it's going to feel wrong because we're so used to being clever, but this is a clip show. And even I, along with everyone else, we drifted, and we started getting too clever. You want to blow the mind with the fourth quadrant of your clip show wraparound, but it's like,
wait, what?
No, what you really need is a punchline at the end of
exactly.
These are all a bunch of like gags, essentially. This one done by David. He did a great job.
And there's enough narratively going on in an incredibly succinct way with this connective tissue that it serves its purpose while also being really brief.
I love the fact you include Men in Black 2 because that was the worst.
Well, I love that their minds have been wiped, yet somehow he
that's what,
because it's so awful.
No, yeah, I'm very proud of that too. Thank you, Brian.
You're welcome. I enjoyed that.
Your brain can be wiped to the point where you don't know who you are, but you know Men in Black 2 was a joyless cash grab.
Yeah.
I do love this level one.
Harmon, I gotta say, I have a visual memory of you selling this one. You like stood up when I think you pitched True Level too, but like you stood up and like did the it was like honestly one of the funniest things. Immediately made it. Yeah, immediately made it.
Doing hard work.
I remember the boards. Rick was like ripped in the boards for this one. Like he had like a 6-pack.
Yeah, maybe.
I think we kind of blew it on that him stepping into the thing. Though.
Yeah, no, that I remember. There were multiple retakes.
But here's a Ridley. I think this is a Ridley. Him going sheeps to the cosmic slaughter.
Yeah, that's a Ridley.
That feels like Ridley.
Lambs to the cosmic slaughter.
That was dark.
What I get to remember.
Oh man.
Why? Good question.
Because the ending was something that was the one thing we didn't have right off the bat. Like I think we
had a couple.
Yeah,
We had one where there's a memory of
like an Omega memory, right? Like,
yeah, it's an old memory, and it's of Rick portaling into Morty's nursery when he was a baby.
And we also get topless Summer.
And he picks Morty up and looks at him, and then he puts him down and leaves. And right as he's leaving, Summer comes in and sees him, and then Jerry and Beth come in, and Summer says, "There was a
I can tell you the thing I missed the most from not doing that. I totally wanted to give Jerry a mullet.
Oh, I saw that. It's great. Well, it was a subtle, like, just it had No,
The start of a mullet.
I mean, it caused a lot of trouble.
Put a pin in that, because if we ever do a flashback,
put a pin in that because this is the most awesome Morty's mind blower.
Oh, yeah.
I believe it's mine.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna claim this one.
Oh my god.
This
the ending of this changed so often, but Kung Yi did this one. Remember the melting aliens that originally we had?
But it's like the whole light switch thing, and then
but it's so real. It's like like you go in the garage, there's like 3 light switches down there. I'm like, I'm hitting them to find the right one.
I just love, I love the timing, the specificity of how you wanted that timing for that switch.
I think that was a Harmon. I think that was like a riff. I think that might almost be like word for word on the riff on that one.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
That was fun to do too.
I don't take credit for a lot, but I'll take credit for that.
I'll give credit to Rocket for boarding this sequence.
This one bummed out my girlfriend.
Oh, why?
Because it's violent.
I mean, he's a 14-year-old kid. It's like, I mean,
but it's also that one felt the most like a Mad Magazine, like a Mad Magazine.
Yeah, but
it's because Morty obviously typed in redhead.
Yeah, but you're not Morty. Come on.
The fuck, I'm not.
But that's why that got white, because it's such a tragedy.
We are all Morty.
What about can we start pivoting Morty's attraction to like blonde with dark roots?
Sure.
Yeah. All right, cool.
I think there's a girl in his class that is blonde with dark roots. It's one of the incidental characters.
Maybe Jessica will go get her hair done.
I spent 4 hours writing one of these squirrels dialogue. That was because it was all about like how the world is being controlled by the oligarchy, and we then just deleted it all.
We can make you fly.
You are the voice of one of the squirrels.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that was my punishment.
Yeah.
You read the fucking squirrel.
And this is and I intentionally did the birds, Hitchcock, very Hitchcockian, a little suspenseful. Don't fuck with squirrels, Morty.
Shit, Morty, what did you do?
This is such a weird one.
I enjoyed this one.
We had
by
trouble
Mark
with
Maxey.
Yeah.
All right,
There was a line about almonds. I don't know if it still made it in.
Nah, well, we had to speed this up.
Yeah, this had to be way tight.
It was way longer.
Because it stopped making sense that the squirrels were just sitting there chilling.
Yeah. Okay.
And then we just kind of wrote it with a machete.
In suspicion of you? Well, what are you gonna?
I still got the cuts.
I mean, maybe we'll put some of that on the DVD. I mean, this was like the stuff that we were trying to remember. Like, what's extra bonus?
I like
stuff?
this because it's arranged like comedy comes in threes.
Yeah.
It's, now, having established the granite thing, it's like every third one is like just Rick being embarrassed.
Yeah. Get cake on the face. I think this might have been McMahon. McMahon and I we had a huge list of stuff. The artist did an amazing job on this stuff.
Yeah, Anthony Chin rocked it.
I love the ghost. I love the ghost when it's way too quick.
And of course, the time that Mr.
Morty
Pussy Butthole proposed to Morty.
But it encourages rewatching.
Yeah, definitely.
What's the point?
Yeah, why would you, Mr. Butthole proposing? Why would you cause that?
I also want to point out the other ending we had, like when Morty and Rick were trading helmets and they start becoming each other.
Right.
Oh yeah.
We went through like 3 to 4 different endings. On this one.
Yeah, but some of those endings required much meatier connective tissue to sort of get there.
Yeah. and then if you have more connective tissue,
I'm not gonna claim that this is the best. This is the best way to go. The end, that they're just minds are all fucked and they're gonna kill themselves. But
yeah, well, I always said, and I hate to say I told you so, but I always said, like, we're doing an anthology episode, it's a clip episode. Yeah, there's gonna be a vague change in direction every quadrant, but the only thing is just going to be at the very end. We just have to subvert people's expectations, and that's it. Yeah. The original thing was just that they finished, and then someone came forward to the television and said, "That's it for Rick and Morty. The rest of the television show you're watching is going to be a fake television show." some shit like that.
Yeah.
Oh, I love House Hunters.
Oh yeah,
it's so fucking good.
But you and Justin and Dan, you guys kind of that ending. You guys kind of came up with together in the edit bay in animatics.
I think so. Yeah.
And
no, it would have been in color.
No, it was animatics.
Okay. Maybe you're right. Yeah,
because we had several
so
endings.
It was late enough or early enough. Sorry, that it was before ship.
Yeah, because we had the big ending with Summer that got cut, and then like all that changed.
Oh, and this is the one with the crazy metal.
Oh yeah, where did that come from?
Oh man, I know his name. I'm blanking. He's friends with Richard Christie.
I like that they both, after Summer saves their existence, they both call Summer a bitch. It made me cringe. I was like, well, they both, you stupid bitch. But then I was like, this is hilarious because it's like,
you feel for Summer.
It's cool. The thankless job of the only person in the room that knows what's going on.
And saving their asses. And this was done by Eugene. It's straight up. We took scenes from E.T.
Yeah.
Let's do that helicopter shot from E.T. with the boys on the bike.
They fell for it. Let's send Gobo home.
But believe it or not, this wasn't always planned to be the tag. But this was just a thing
that one of the bits.
Because all we did was generate a list of mind blowers.
Well, this is one of Jerry's fuck ups.
Yeah.
The other thing, this is one of the only time we see Morty with friends.
There's Nancy. We pitched a ton for other people.
Jerry came home and watches the thing on his fucking phone. Such a loser.
I love how he falls out here. It's like my favorite. It's like my favorite.
Stinky alien.
I also like the way that alien looks.
Gobo?
Quite a bit. Yeah, Gobo.